Nevis. Consistent. All right. Welcome to Frank and Candid this Monday. I hope you had a good weekend. I sure did. And we're back to making sure we have a productive week again today. Let's go to the news as per usual. Effective immediately, hospitals in Jamaica will be restricted to conducting emergency care services only. This comes as the public health facilities register continued increases in confirmed and suspected cases of COVID-19 infections that required hospitalization, causing the facilities to exceed their COVID-19 isolation capacity. The chief medical officer says most hospitals are over the capacity of beds designated for COVID-19 management. As such, general hospital beds are being used for COVID-19 care. The rising demand for oxygen also threatens to overwhelm the supply. At the same time, hospitals will suspend elective surgeries and begin discharging patients who can receive home care. Members of the public are being asked to refrain from visiting emergency departments except in cases warranting serious medical attention. That's out of Jamaica. And of course, we got to talk about CPL. Our Patriots continued their winning streak yesterday and heading to a victory. Yeah, I said it. Heading to the victory. All right. So, what else are we talking about today? CPL, of course. We have a rest day today. We'll pick up tomorrow with more CPL activity. And since we're talking about CPL, let's talk about how the government feels. The government believes that the hosting of the Caribbean Premier League, the CPL, will help stimulate a tourism sector that has been dealt a severe blow by the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Sports Minister Jonel Powell said he expected the popular 2020 tournament to have a positive impact, especially on hotels and restaurants, with a boost also anticipated for the services sector. This, Powell said, would translate into increased employment at a difficult time when economic activity has been reduced due to the pandemic. He said, "We have identified the fact that we have been blessed and able to manage the COVID-19 situation very well here, and bearing in mind the substantial economic benefits that would flow from being able to host the entire CPL here in St. Kitts and Nevis, particularly at a time when things are very slow because of the pandemic, we thought it to be a very prudent move to try and get the games here," unquote. Well, our tourism sector, as you know, as you can see, as you can feel, has taken a very hard hit, like everywhere else in the region. So to be able to get this boost, it's a good thing. The calculation is for over 1,000 rooms at a point in time when those rooms would not necessarily be filled, and that is a good thing to have. To be able to have the entire CPL cohort here for some 6 weeks with hotel rooms filled, we are looking at the added staff that they had to bring in order to take care of the capacity. And then there's a spillover effect in terms of restaurants and entertainment, things such as catering, transportation, security, the vendors, all of that, cleaners. All of these things are opportunities for ordinary people here in St. Kitts and Nevis to get jobs at a difficult time. Last year, Trinidad and Tobago hosted the tournament in its entirety as organizers were forced to resort to one territory due to the onset of COVID-19 in the Caribbean. Figures cited by CPL indicated that $51.5 million in sponsorship value having accrued to Trinidad and Tobago throughout the period of that tournament. And if we go back to 2019 CPL said that in St. Kitts, St. Kitts benefited to the tune of $22.3 million US in terms of total economic impact, with 5,964 hotel rooms filled during just five matches here in St. Kitts in that year. And those were the numbers. So, 2019 event took place between September 4th and October 12th of that year, and they won number $22,397,411 US in this country, an increase on the previous year. So as you can see, CPL has an impact. Those numbers have been calculated using organizer spend, visitor spend, and media value, and was collated for the tournament by world-renowned researchers YouGov Sport. In addition to that economic impact figure, the Hero CPL employed some 244 staff in St. Kitts and Nevis, and as I said, they filled some 5,900 hotel rooms during that 2019 event, and it was an increase, a 17% increase on the year before. So in 2019, with only 5 matches played at Warner Park, the tournament once again focusing the eyes of the world on St. Kitts and Nevis, and the CPL worked closely with local tourism authority to ensure that the country was showcased around the world. And when we talk about marketing and advertising, there is no equivalent activity that you can get such a bang for when it comes to promoting St. Kitts and Nevis. So CPL does wonders even in the things you can't really see. So CPL is a good thing. Unfortunately, we're playing it in these times, but the government is trying their best. The health authorities put in place protocols, and so for us, we are able to get some of the benefit which would have gone to some other country, because I guarantee you somebody else would have vied to host the tournament. And so the fact that we get all games here, it's a good thing for the economy. So even though there are costs associated with staging the tournament, those fell within the recently negotiated hosting agreement and will be outweighed by the overall benefits to the country. The government has looked at all associated costs, and they expressed confidence that anything that they may have had to outlay, the expectation is that they certainly expect to get back, whether directly or indirectly. And so the type of spin-offs we have seen coming back to the people, like the service providers, vendors, the caterers, as I said, cleaners, security, transportation, all these people are benefiting from this. So when you look at what happened with only 5 games, then you can multiply that significantly with all games being played here in St. Kitts and Nevis. So our tourism product, as we know, has taken a hit like everybody else. We generally do not have any tourists coming in now. So to be able to generate this kind of activity is significant. Alright, so there may be all kinds of reasons about people's feelings about why we should or shouldn't have CPL at this time, but one thing is clear, is that the economic impact is no lie. Alright, so there you have it. So there are some risks, but we get a little impact. We get some impact for the risk. All right? So, you may agree, you may disagree, but those are the numbers. All right. So, CPL is what we're talking about. If you want to talk about how well your Patriots are doing, feel free to do so. If you want to talk about CPL in general, how you're enjoying yourself or not, talk about that as well. I'm certainly enjoying the games, especially that we're winning. So that's a good thing. Let's go to the phones. Say good morning. Phone number is 465-2555 and 718-577-2916. And we can take the calls. You got a caller? All right, let's take a break then. And then when we come back, or do we have a call? All right, let's go to the call. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Nyers.
Good.
How are you?
I am well.
Okay, see that. I can see you're happy from all the wins you get.
Absolutely.
But there was a notice on the radio this morning about Lewis.
Yes.
I didn't understand it. Could you bring it over so I could hear it again, please?
All right, I'll look for that notice, but yes, there was. Continue listening.
It's a pity.
I'll look for that notice,
yes.
and
thank you. And
I'll share it.
We're going to win plenty more because we're coming off with it.
Absolutely.
Right.
I have all the faith in the world.
That's right.
All right. Let's take the break, and I'll try and get that information on the one player that was expelled. I think that's what she's talking about. We'll try and get the information on that for you. Let's take a break and come back on the other side.
This is my land, my island, our home. The climate has changed, it's becoming strange. We have to come together to keep her forever resilient and strong. We need some civilization for its rehabilitation. Come together as a nation for drought and flood mitigation. Development with policies and plans. Let's change our ways, protect our lands. Get involved, every child, woman and man. Island resilience has got the plan. This is my land, my island, our home. It's time to come together to keep her forever resilient and strong.
Island Resilience, promoting a climate of change. The Climate Change Adaptation and Sustainable Land Management Initiative of the OECS Commission, funded by the European Union.
Welcome back to Frank and Candid, and as we continue here, let me just say congrats to Atiba Harris on his capturing the presidency, the football presidency there, Wish him well. Here is that story that the caller alluded to. St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots player forced out of Heroes CPL. Alright, St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots player Michael Lewis has been forced to leave the 2021 Hero Caribbean Premier League CPL following a breach of the tournament operating protocols, and will take no further part in this year's tournament. The Hero CPL protocols for 2021 state inter alia the following. The tournament bubble will be maintained for the entire duration of the tournament, and no one from outside the bubble will be allowed in at any of the bubble locations. Conversely, no one from inside the bubble will be allowed out of the main bubble areas. Persons who break these rules will be expelled from the tournament. No exceptions. Speaking on the incident, Hero CPL's tournament operations director, Michael Hall, said, following the receipt of some tragic news about a close friend, the player took the unfortunate and ill-advised decision to leave the hotel bubble without permission. And while the league is sympathetic about the circumstances which led to the player's decision, it cannot allow the integrity of its COVID-secure bubble to be compromised. Alright, there you have it in case you missed it. Alright, so we will continue. Yeah. Okay, 465-2555, 718-577-2916. And those are the numbers if you wish to chime in on CPL and what's going on there with regards to that. Let's go to the phones. Say good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Greetings in the name of our great African ancestors, especially the most honorable Marcus Messiah, Garvey, and Queen and Zinga. Blessed are my beloved African, but how are you, the family?
All doing well. You?
Good, man. Good. The clan is good, too.
All right.
Now, but before I get into it, let me just read a little thing here and take a few seconds. To conquer a people, you must destroy the love they have for one another. And that by Dr. Amos Wilson. You have a brilliant book. He's an ancestor. You have a brilliant book. Well, he have many books, but what is his most brilliant book, in my opinion? Blueprint for Black Power. Now, brother, let me say, must congratulate Tiba Harris and his team, beloved brother. And I hope Tiba Harris do a good job, and it's full time that people of St. Kitts Nevis, beloved brother, and the administration, Football Association, get a coach, technical coach, or whatever, beloved, that is homegrown, because we got enough farmer players and coaches in St. Kitts Nevis that could take on that job and pay them the same amount of monies that you pay these coaches from all over Europe. That can continue. We have brilliant farmer players, both players and managers, beloved brother. Now, brother, I don't really want to talk about CPL, so with your permission, I like to pass up that, because, but I'll tell you the truth, I have no interest. Others do, and have no problem in that. That's their right. But I have no interest in Caribbean cricket for over 15 years now. I was a great lover of cricket. Still is, beloved brother. As a child growing up and everything, used to play cricket. Cricket was my number one game, beloved brother. But they have lost that greatness for so long, beloved brother. But I will always have respect, love, and appreciate great things former cricketers have done, especially the great Vivian, the Honorable Vivian Richards, the master blaster. He was more than a cricketer who stood up for African people and carried the red gold and green, beloved brother, when Rasta was catching hell all over the planet, beloved brother. And I must, during a party, the brother stood. And he refused that, beloved brother. So I must always honor that brother. We must always honor that brother. But I would like to speak a little thing. This administration, brother, I think it's over 2 years now. The residency requirement. I didn't hear this administration talking anything whatsoever. Mr. Prime Minister and the cabinet, what's going on with the residency? What, you ain't going to do it? You're going to let it stay as it is? I want to hear, my beloved brother, what's going on with that. Because we in the diaspora, we want to know what's going on in that. Don't wait until thing and then you say, oh, time, this and all kind of nonsense. We want to know what's going on with the residency requirement when it comes to voting for those nationals who live overseas. We want to know about that. And we still, beloved brother, want to know, Mr. Prime Minister and the Cabinet, with consultations from all sectors of society, in St. Kitts Nevis and those abroad, we want to know when St. Kitts Nevis, they're going to push the quest for St. Kitts Nevis to become a republic with an executive president and a Congress. So those are my things for today, beloved brother. Continue to listen, keep up the great works, Pan-Africanism and Paris. One love, my beloved brother.
Okay, one love. All right. What do we have there? Okay, let's see if we have a caller. We have a caller. Let's go back to the phones. Okay. All right. Today we're talking CPL. CPL and its economic impact, and the game itself in general so far, the entertainment that you have received. All been some exciting games. First few days that I have watched. They've all been exciting games, and I'm sure there's more to come if we continue the way we're going. It all goes well for us here in the region, CPL. And of course, the economic impact is unquestioned, because there are lots of spillover activity, opportunities for quite a few people. So whenever it's all over and we get the numbers, we will share those numbers, and I'm sure they will be positive, as usually is. And that's just in terms of the numbers that we can calculate, but it also does well for the country, St. Kitts and Nevis, in terms of the marketing value that we get out of hosting CPL in this country, because it's going around the world. People are paying attention to the CPL, and the host country will always benefit from the fact that they are on the stage. Back to the phones we go. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Good morning, yes.
Yes, good morning.
And his crew there. Now, you talking about CPL?
Mm-hmm.
I come to one conclusion right now.
Mm-hmm.
CPL only come here to practice.
Okay.
Okay? That is what they're doing. Now yes. You gonna tell me, right, that a man gonna take up $3,500 to get a boot in the park, or $3,000 to get a boot in the park, cook up all the food, and they tell you, you got to bring in the things at a certain time, and after that time you don't got no access to the park until another time again, right? And then when you come in and you open up and you set up and so on, you made to understand don't sell no ticket for this stand. Now, there is where anywhere in this world them things could be fair. Eh? So what happened to poor people who look forward? It's since 2006 I'm in the park, the same spot is. And tell you the honest truth, you can't even make a dollar. Now, they got a franchise in there that they said they got pouring rights. You understand me? Now, when you go to pay your money for the booth, they should tell you what you could not bring, what you could not sell, and who got it pouring rights, and this and that and so on. They ain't tell you nothing. They wait till you don't pay your money, and then 2 days or day before, they tell you that these are the things you could do from what you cannot do. So, you know, trying to make some money, you buy your things and you then store them up. Because you figure, well, boy, this is the opportunity to turn over a little money and make some money. There's a man in this country, he worked for 18 months and maybe more than that. And man still ain't working. And they take up the money and invest it in CPL, what they have. And borrow money from people to figure, well, boy, I'm going to make it back. And this the kind of thing. And you're telling me those kind of things is right? Eh? Well, if the persons and them who brought CPL here, right, they should have known to contact some people who was dealing with CPL before. If you're new to the game, you can't let CPL walk over the people them like that. Well, I can tell you the best thing I hear, you know. I went and I asked them why the chairs them are covered down. They said that the COVID people said cover down the chairs and them. Right? Listen this, you know. The COVID people said cover down the chairs and them. You got to scan who are about 20,000 people and say 10,000 people. And you ain't got 500 in this stand? Eh? Man, come on, man. What they doing to people? You understand me? And this ain't a politics, you know. This is not politics. I want to repeat that. It's just a height. The people who in charge of CPL lack of knowledge doing it. You understand me? And that is the whole problem to it. And I don't think it's fair what they're doing to people. You know who afford me and Della Cherry up there in the park? And Susie? Eh? You understand me? Because you bring your food in, and then when you come, nobody in the stand. So when people say that the people overseas don't see nobody in the stand, the CPL ain't selling the ticket for the stand. They used to give you 1 or 2 tickets to some old people, they ain't giving none to them. They drop the vendors and them who inside there. You could hardly get a ticket to bring somebody to a system when you got 2 games back to back. 3 games just are going to come up to back to back. Tomorrow again, there has been no selling for no ticket in the stand. You understand me? CPL is not selling a ticket for the stand. So, who got the booth under the stand? You could forget it. You understand me?
Right.
So, I just want to let you know and the people at the state, the federation, know what's going on here.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. All right. That's another angle on CPL. Of course, there are issues there. And, well, we're operating in different times, and people have different feelings about what the operations are like. And there you have another angle to that. Let's go back to the phone. Good morning.
Rob deserves what he's getting, because when people work for him, he do not like to pay them.
Easy, people. Caller. You can't do that kind of thing here. What is this? We got another caller. All right. People need to understand that if you want to address the points he made, that's fine. I mean, you may have a different point of view. Address that point of view. To personalize and so on the attack, I mean, that's not. We're not gonna have that. So, be warned, other callers. All right, let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning.
Only one problem I got with Patriots, you know. I believe we got too much Trinidad young on this.
Okay.
You mean to tell me we can't find 2 or 3 people from St. Kitts to connect that email? You know how much people otherwise than you see the fellow Brabble and all them over here. They bid a whole way go. But what I'm saying, you know how much people, you know how much people making the debut for Trinidad? People playing first time with Trinidad for this Trinidad spreading the wings.
What is
What
it
I'm
called?
saying, nobody is calling St. Kitts to this.
The nature of a franchise is not about, you know, where you're from, you know. I mean, you understand?
No, don't. Call the next island what somebody from the island ain't playing. Call the next island. Call the next team.
I'm just.
And we don't feel we need somebody. You need to tell me that not even one person could make the double think it for the page up and think it on either.
Okay.
And that's I believe that's very unfair.
All right.
That's very unfair.
All right.
Trinidad, when this is over, right? Trinidad then got the most T20 players available to them. Watch for Juventus. We ain't got nobody represent who think it's on either. Watch for Juventus. They're spreading the wings. They're opening up the thing. They're looking around since they bring the silver. They bring the silver out of the test table. We need to say we ain't got a wicket keeper here. Could I make it a different thing to this? Come on, man. Come on. The silver the main of the 20 player. So we could have find somebody who represents Celtics or needs to be a wicketkeeper or play somewhere else. Man, this is unfair. It's unfair for sure. Anyway, God bless.
Okay, I feel you. But the issue, I mean, franchises doesn't work that way. It's not St. Kitts cricket really. It's a franchise.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, caller.
Mr. Nias,
Yes.
I understand, yes, not necessarily what you said, but how you see it. But at the same time, I feel that young man pain, that man who just called. He is so right.
Okay.
Unlike the West Indies, how could and can't they find anybody who plays such good Leeward Island cricket, never play for the West Indies from St. Kitts? Mr. Nias, I am one person in particular. People now hear my voice. I never back the West Indies, never will, and cannot back the West Indies team as well. And the fellow is right. The guy is right. He is so right. He is so right. Even to work with somebody who is a showcase that he's from St. Kitts, but maybe here and there he's on the bench. Not even that. Mr. Nias, the guy is right. The guy is he's certainly right. He is right. Mr. Nias, you have a good day, man.
All
Thanks
right.
for listening.
You
Goodbye.
too. Thank you. All right. Well, hey, everybody. It's not that I don't feel the pain. I mean, I would love to see a bunch of Kittitians, Divisions playing, but there's a certain reality there. And like the last caller says, maybe you put 1 or 2 on there to show that you have a Kittitian or Division on there. But okay, all right, I can go with that. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning.
Good day, Mr. Nice.
Yes, good day.
How are you doing?
I am well.
Are you listening to the conversation with the CPI and the whole 9 yards? You see, Mr. Nias, God don't sleep. We don't like to give credit where credit is due in this country. And these are some of the problems that we're ending up in today. It is honesty and the whole 9 yards. Let's look at the CPL, Mr. Nias. You could recall when the Warner Park Stadium was redo, the injustice in the people today who run in the CPL. I mean, who run in the cricket, the Jonel Powell, the Lindsey Grant and all these people. I can remember the World Cup, you know, and the pushback and the negativity. We moved on from the World Cup, we went into the same CPL. Douglas sit down and came up with a plan. The plan was to put lights. The plan was to put the jumbo screen and the whole 9 yards. And I could remember clearly the Lindsey Grant, the Jonel Powell at the time, telling people do not go to the Warner Park Stadium. boycott the stadium, boycott the CPL. And today, 2021, the same people today, and now look, they want to take all the praise. Mr. Myers, we must be honest in this country. This is what killing us, you know. It is honesty to these politicians, to our young people and our young generation. And I keep saying it all the time. There was a Simmons, we don't want to talk about Simmons because we can't talk the truth. There was a Butcher, we can't talk the truth. And now we come doing the same stupidness again with Douglas. Look at the Warner Park Stadium. Nobody giving the opposition, the Labour Party credit, Mr. Myers. I could recall when they said the CPL ain't gonna bring the money. It's a waste of time. Douglas pleaded with CCM to join. Van Sam said they don't want to be a part of. Now today they could have game in Nevis, they could have game in Sinkit, but because politician has the ego, this is where we end up today. Now look at the situation. I could recall the same people when I was in opposition, how nobody from Sinkit could be on the team. Mr. Myers, do you know we had the MVP in the Caribbean? The guy from Sunny Point got the most wicket in the West Indies in the 50-over tournament and couldn't make a 20-something man squad to England. I mean, this is the thing we're talking about. Who is helping our youngsters in Sinkit? Mark Bradley said we have no cricketers. Nevis got 3 West Indies cricketers now going after the under 19. And out of the 3 of them, Cuddle was playing in Nevis with Tuckett's son and all of them. Wait. How is our cricket going forward? Who is helping our cricket? Everybody worrying about is the big show. Everybody worrying about the big show, Mr. Nyas. Who's helping the young cricketers? What are they doing? Some years ago, we won the under 13 in town in Sinkit. We could not send a team to St. Martin to represent to the Senway Championship because General Powell sent the money there. But yet Super Bowl in the park. These are the things we're talking about now. Who is helping the youngsters to get on the same CPL team? What are we doing? When you talk, some people want to say politics. These are reality. You can't tell me we got Jeremiah Louis, we got young this, we got so much of young talent in Sinkit right now at the moment. And you're telling me not a soul from Sinkit could be on the CPL team. The people is right. We must set up a, yes, we understand it's a franchise, but where's the helping to help the cricket? The same cricket, Lindsey Grant and General Powell, them tell people not to the CPL.
All right. We got that point.
People must not go, but today we cannot throw one player on the CPL team and Robin the exclusive franchise by talking foolish to people after spending so much of millions and nothing happening in the country.
Okay.
People making the money, Mr. Nias. When the money gone, nobody gonna tell us nothing. You have a good day.
Okay, we got your take. Let's go take another take. Good morning, welcome.
Hello.
Good morning.
Mr. Nias.
Yes, sir.
Am I on?
You're live.
Okay, Mr. Nias, this is Sonny Boy, Alfonso, my right name. I'm calling from New York.
Yes.
I'm listening to the conversation, and before I call you, I listened to what Rock saying, and Rock is right. But I'm going to say about cricket. One of the greatest cricketers from the Leeward Islands, I told you his name was Leonard Harris. He from down the gut. Me and Rock grew up with him. He would have been better than Richards if he had made the West Indies team and go to England to play county cricket. They blackballed him. He never had a shot. Nevis got a young player, 19 years old, named Willett. He's a good up-and-coming player. He should have been playing in the league because Trinidad got players 19 years old playing too. And Willett got a lot of players named Banks. He played for the West Indies before. They should have been in the CPL because they're from the Leeward Island. So all that stupidness that's going on always the big island control the smaller island. So the young people in St. them, they don't understand that. That's been happening for donkey years, and it's going to keep happening. So that don't surprise me, because I've seen it all. Thank you, Mr. Nias.
All right. Caribbean Unity. All right, back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome. Good morning. You're live. Okay. Try the next one. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Noyo.
Yes, good morning.
This is Dumpling.
Yes, Dumpling.
I am disappointed with Cortez because when Labour was in power, I used to work by Lindsey Grant's office, and Lindsey Grant used to have away name up there, what you call it, upstairs, in the stadium.
Yeah, a booth.
A booth.
Okay.
When they come here, when they come and talk these stupidness for, when they want to come in with the politics, the men them used to go, when they had the cricket and the thing, organize the booth and so. Safety booth, I think is the man's name. So we have to court them with the politics. So they don't just leave politics till when 2025 comes. People enjoying themselves and done with the stupidness. And the next thing again, the only thing I rest with them for, there's a couple people in the stadium. That's the only problem, and I think I hear them say they have 2 petitions on top of either division and petition. I think I did hear something like that. I don't know if I hear it wrong. Maybe if later on they will come into play. But I just want to come with a bag of politics and noise. See you, this is dumpling.
All right, see you. Back to the phones. Good morning.
Mr. Nayas.
Yes, sir.
He was fully involved with the opposition. Did when the Warner Park Stadium building, the CPL, did not Lindsey Grant and them tell people do not go, were they not going to the thing? Or when we had the big song and dance going on in the CPL, when we host the finals, the best finals in Singapore, Mr. Nayas, did not Lindsey Grant and the People's Action Movement object to the CPL in Warner Park? Answer the question, Mr. Nayas, please.
Don't recall that.
You don't recall that?
Nope.
You see? What is the problem, you know?
What's the problem? What's the problem that I don't recall?
I can't tell you recall, but what I'm saying, you see the problem is some of us very easy to forget. Mr. Nayas, I could recall as far back as the World Cup, and again, when Douglas came up with the plan to put up the screen and the jumbo, the big lights, the opposition then the grant and them at the time.
So caller, tell me why is this necessary, and what is the point you're trying to make here now today?
The point is, Mr. Nayas.
Yes.
And what is make it necessary? The dishonesty of our people and our politicians. I'm fed up all of them.
Okay.
That's why I'm making the point.
All right.
The point is we must be honest. Give kudos where kudos come. Because remember, the same people are saying to us, Douglas have done nothing for 20 years. The same people giving the impression that the Warner Park Stadium just built in the last 6 years. And the Douglas is credit for what have been done. So-called Simmons deserves his credit for what has been done. This is what I've been saying all the time. It's not one of politics. These are the reality. The people today said that Douglas wasted time. Give the man the kudos and the credit that it was a brilliant idea, great plan, the best thing happened to think it's in history. The Warner Park Stadium.
Okay,
That's all I'm asking for. This is honesty.
All right, you have done it, so kudos.
Yeah, not me. I want you to say. Let me the grand say. The journal going say.
Okay, kudos to Dr. Denzel Douglas.
Just we don't give him the credit for things that he have done.
All right.
I believe he deserves credit.
Okay, got you.
The problem I'm saying, Mr. Knight,
Yeah.
our children, my children, must not be true to Bradshaw, must not be true to Simmons, and must not be true to Douglas.
All right.
We need to stop and the big people.
Okay.
Big people. Talk the truth to our country. Tell our country stop being dishonest.
All right.
Have a good day.
All right, kudos to Dr. Denzel Douglas for what he has done. Kudos to Bradshaw. Kudos to Simmons for the Southeast Peninsula Road and the Port Zante. Thankfully, it hasn't sank as yet. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the Frank and Candid. Good morning, caller. You're live. All right. Try the next one. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
How are you?
I am well.
Yeah, I was saying that I'm sticking with cricket. Okay.
Thank you.
And I'm listening to the folks, and this thing's been going on for years and years and years, and I'm advocating for something to be done. My understanding is that the SKCE, the St. Kitts Cricket Association, is the governing body for cricket in St. Kitts. And over the years, since the time of Harris, right? Coming forward to Hector, coming forward to Luther Kelly, coming forward to the Louis Brothers. The St. Kitts Cricket Association and others have not been supporting local cricketers. St. Kitts Cricket Association with the tournament, the wilderness tournament, we got less selectors. They're not pushing, they're not advocating and promoting our cricketers. We have a problem with supporting our own. Just recently, they had the uprising team. 52 players went to Antigua for training and trials. And the Cricket Association could not find one petition to go to Antigua to get that training and to have a showcase to let them see what we have here. We must blame the Cricket Association. They're the ones select the players, not the politicians. The Cricket Association is mandated to go out and provide programs and have programs within the schools, within the communities, and promote cricket right across the country. We have lost all our cricket fields in Bastia. We don't got to play fields in Bastia anymore. Who to blame? Because the Cricket Association is not advocating, they don't have a program. They're not doing what they're supposed to do for years. And I want to raise that. I want people to think outside of the box. Ask me when last you heard anybody from the St. Louis Cricket Association come to the media and tell them what their plans are for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You rated football, you did netball, you did basketball, but nobody from the Cricket Association will come and talk to the people. I have to get on like this, gentlemen. I have been quiet for years. And I've been constantly bringing this to the attention of the people. And I want people to call in and really look at the facts. The Cricket Association is not doing their job. And I'm very strong on that. Nobody knows what plans they have. Nobody hear them. They come in and give them in 2020. Where will the school continue the program going on since born in Springer? We can go and talk and talk and talk. The selection of petitions is something that the St. Louis Cricket Association has not been promoting and supporting to any extent. I rest my case.
Okay. All right. I tell you what, we will have a discussion on cricket after this. CPL is over. We'll try and see if we could get the appropriate people here to talk to us about and just deal with cricket generally in St. Kitts and Nevis. And yeah, people are passionate, so get a chance to hear all those views and confront the authorities on that. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Nayel.
Yes, sir.
Well, I wanted to tell you something. What a lot of people don't seem to understand and realize. The St. Kitts Cricket Association have nothing to do with the CPL. The St. Kitts Cricket Association can't come in the park unless they buy a ticket or they get a free ticket. Okay? The person who owns the St. Kitts Patriot is an Indian man all the way from Calcutta or what the place is. He called the shots, he called the money, he got the money. He picked who he wants to be on the team with he and the advisors. So neither the government and none of them, all the government could say, well look, we got to go in Nevis, we got to go in Tabernacle, we got to go in Newton Grong and Son, who is a good cricketer. See if they could squeeze him in. But I have nothing to do with it. Nothing at all to do with it. And I'm going to repeat again to you, the people for the St. Kitts Cricket Association, they can't even come in the park unless they pay. Okay? So I don't know what the big deal about whole thing. I went there to make money. Me went there to see who on the team and what it is. Well, the thing Mark St. Kitts, I go in with it. St. Kitts and Nevis. Mark St. Kitts and Nevis, I don't care who on the team. I go in there backing them. I don't care who. Because St. Kitts, we cannot pay for the advertisement to get in. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis cannot pay for this kind of advertisement we get in around the world. Okay? So that's my little in it. Okay.
All right. Back to the phones. Good morning. Morning, caller. You're live. Okay. Good morning. You're live.
Yeah. All the part of people talking about St. Kitts Cricket Association, right? people need to realize, right? If they have to go back in history, they should realize that back in the late Calvin Wilkins, I think when he was on the cricket, the select team for cricket, West Indies board, and I think when we had one of the finest cricketers, right, and he was supposed to make the West Indies team, and we had a so-called petition. I'm not a racist, but Mr. Wilkins was on the West Indies cricket board, and he never even consider our own his own people, right? Look one of the best wicket keepers so we had here. So we see it's a history that think has been fighting all the time, right? With our own people pushing us down to get on the West Indies team. Look at Antigua. Think it's a Nevis have a history. Think it's a Nevis and Antigua have a history. Special thinking have an history, right? And it seems as though Antigua have a history. Think it's people being selected and for West Indies. Check it out. Anybody who go from St. Kitts go to Antigua for trials, no matter how good they is, they will never make it. They will never ever make it. They all get kicked out. Why? Because I have learned that there is an ongoing contention between Antigua and St. Kitts. For some other reason, when Vivian Richards was here and they had cut off Vivian Richards and all that kind of thing. So it's always a problem with petitions going to Antigua to be selective. And they will never make it that easy. They have to be very, very extraordinary to make it. So, the guys here and the Cricket Association, right? And I don't care. I always say, get the hell rid of them because to me, they ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing for the youth them. They ain't doing nothing for the youth them. Come on. If they make it out of the jump, nobody else can make it out of the jump. Come on, it's our children. If we ain't make it, push our children, encourage them, push them to reach. The other I was listening a program and I hear them cussing off a guy from Barbados say how they could give this Barbados fellow the job to be on the Leeward Isles. I think it was to coach the under 19 or whatever here in St. Kitts and leave out petition. I mean, if damn petition they ain't doing nothing, we got to move on and get somebody who will do something. I'm a petition, but you got to do what you got to do. Right? Come on, man.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, I'm just calling to, I've been hearing this contention about the criticism on this for the CPL for Patriots and nobody from St. Kitts. What I'm not hearing these callers saying, who they think can make the team? That is my question. As far as I'm concerned, there are no Edgar Gilberts, no Monty Samuel, no Luther Kelly, no Sharon Williams, who I think in the deck could have made the team easy. If anybody can call and say who can at this stage, I'll be glad to hear. Thank you.
Okay. Back to the phones quickly, see if you can get these calls in. Good morning, welcome.
Mr. Mayor,
yes.
They had two from St. Kitts as selectors. They forget Horatio was the selector. They forget Miss Nero from Central Bank, she was the selector.
Right.
And then there is we own color, we own creed, so we should not bring in no racism to this kind of thing. Because If you could make the team, you make the team. You either one out of the two, you know. If you can't make it, you can't make it. If you could make it, you could make it. A man could go up there and stand one pack and hit ball all over the stadium, all over the police station. But come to make the team, you can't make it. Because you had great cricketers something it, and none of them make it. Okay.
Okay. Back to the phone. Good morning. Good morning, you're live. Okay. Good morning. Okay, we lost that. Good morning, caller, you're live.
Yeah, good morning again.
Yes. Good morning, caller, you're live.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to just add a few points here. The two callers before me made the point, whereby we had a number of petitions that couldn't make it. But I haven't heard anybody addressing the reasons why. This is the point I want to stress. There are reasons why petitions cannot make it. Because if your own people is not supporting you, how could anybody outside support you? We had representatives that go to different selection committee and beyond selection committees for years. We had petitions that had a higher averages than a lot of the players for years. But the same cricket association, I must use the word, they have been inept, especially in the last 5-10 years. This is something that's been going on and on and on. And they don't have a program. They don't have a program to bring back in the youngsters to make the West Indies team. The program is not there. It's not sustainable. No records are being kept. You cannot follow a youngster from primary school all the way to Army 19. Where is the record? Why they don't come on the radio and talk to people like this? Tell them what they're doing. Develop programs, community programs. Talk to the communities and get cricket training in the different communities like football.
All right, we'll see what we can do.
That's my problem.
All right, and that's going to do it for us today. Thank you all for your calls. Seems like cricket is a passionate subject around here today. And we'll try and get more in-depth in that sometime later on. All right? That's going to do it for today. I'm Tony Nice. Enjoy the rest of your day. We won't be here tomorrow. CPL continues. I think we're back here on Friday, I believe. So until then, enjoy the cricket. If you don't like cricket, enjoy whatever you do. See you.